So if this was not the day of double players, I don't know what is. So we're going to see Kang for the fourth time, or fifth time now, and Goswser for the second time. So felt bad about kicking Goswser out for computer problems. He did start lagging really early on, so he did get a restart in and get that going. So we're going to give him another shot to go up against Kang. Goswser does play Zerg, but he said to be fair, he let Kang pick his race. So Terran is what he ended up with. So we're going to have a ZVT here on Lost Temple. Kang is our current two-time champion, or sorry, one-time champion. He just beat Skillet again. So Skillet and Az right now tied for the two-time title. So we'll see if Kang can go on a little bit of a run. We're running out of questions as well as invited players, so we might be getting near the end of today's King of the Hill. But we'll discuss that after these games as Goswser gets to the northern spawn as the Red Terran here on Lost Temple. Just to mention, actually, Goswser is at 30. He was 3280 Master League. So. Definitely no slouch. He did answer the skill testing question correctly, and is playing again, of course, as we mentioned. So he is getting the northern spawn there on Lost Temple. In the south cross positions is Kangwook as the yellow Zerg from Team LG. That's Lazarus Gaming, of course. So I don't know what his ranking is, but I know it's quite a bit up there. As he's had a few good games today. He's definitely a StarCraft trivia master. He's bought his way back into the basically back into the tournament 3 or 4 times. Goswser is going to lag though, so maybe yeah. Hopefully he fixes this. So he said he had no lag there, but he just started. Don't alt tab or anything, Goswser, man, because we're not going to give you another redo. I've only feel bad once. This is my conscience clearing game, so that's pretty much it for you. So Kang gonna get set up here. He's just got his Overlord out. 3 more drones coming out, so he's on 13 workers right now. 2 more in production. 14 out now. Goswser has the supply depot down, racks on the high ground, of course, so he's going to set up his little wall in there on his base. Lots of drones being added here for Kang. He's going to get his gas started. It's at the 15 worker mark, and spawning pool was down at 14, so Kang's going to get onto a little bit more of an aggressive one base, no quick expansions or anything. He did scout the 9 o'clock position, came up empty, of course, so he's going to continue on to the northern position. SCV from Goswser is going to scout around too. He will reach Kang with this pass, I believe, unless he did some kind of crazy, weird rally point, but he did not. Goswser lagging again. Hopefully he fixes that. There we go. So it looks like Gosser's going to reach the base of Kang first. So they will recognize. He will be able to recognize cross positions. Kang has not been able to check the 3 o'clock position just yet, but does see the SCV. Hey, Goswser says, as looks like he's recognizing the one base play. Looks like the expansion timing for Kang just started. If he can get in the way, no, he cannot. That drone will get that hatchery going. There's the Expo, as he mentioned there. So Gosser's going to start plugging away at that Expo. Not going to be able to do too much, though, unfortunately, because that SCV only has a little drill. Poor guy. But he's going to try on it no matter what there. Actually, he's got a little double hooky drill, so not too bad. But Zergling's going to come out, chase that SCV away, especially on creep. They are quite a bit faster than the SCVs. More Marines coming out for Goswser. Factory started from Goswser. He is going to get his gas going. You can see a mule is down, so orbital was complete there. Goswser, no add-on. Interestingly enough, no tech add-on for the barracks. So saving that gas up, or possibly gassed a little bit too late. So he's going to try to save that up, getting a couple Marines out. Zergling's going to check the 3 o'clock expansion. They're setting up as if he's in the 3 o'clock expansion, actually. Going to get to the top and empty. So here's going to realize cross positions. Watchtowers in the favor of Kang. Kang has gained map control for the short little time that Zerg gets this. But as Goswser does add that tech lab on, he will be able to force his way back in. That command center for Goswser is being set up on the high ground there. Going to try to take his natural, as tech lab usually is indicative of siege tanks, especially with the gas save, that not adding an add-on to the barracks. So we'll see what... no, never mind, I take that back. Hellions and Blue Flame research coming out. No starport or anything, so this might just be the front door buster. Hellions, Marines, very, very strong. If you watch any of the European players like Goody, use Hellion tanks actually against Zerg. A very potent combination. Not even needing siege mode at that point. The tanks can actually just auto-fire with the amount of damage they do is very rock solid. So very, very cool. Looks like Kang is going to just kind of hold the low ground here of Goswser. Of course, Goswser is going to get a reactor up. So yeah, we will see Hellion Marine here. And pre-igniter half complete for the Marine. So that's blue flame, of course. Starport, yeah, there it is. Oh, that's a Rax, sorry. So Rax being set up by Goswser, so he's going to be on 2 Rax factory here. No starport tech. Second gas for Goswser just finished. Mule coming down. Good macro timing from Goswser. Only 4 energy over the Mule timing, so very good to see. As his other Mule had just expired. Another orbital command being morphed in by Goswser, of course. He will get that on the low ground. Zergling's testing to see what's going on. We'll see what Kang saw. He did see the reactor going up, so is going to be aware there's a lot of Marines, probably expecting a Marine tank. There is that spine crawler on the low ground from Kang. That will be very difficult to deal with for the Hellions Marines. They are going to push out, though, toasting a few Zerglings on their way by. Zerglings retreating back, not clearing the watchtower. Bit of a mistake, I think, from Goswser. He's going to get Kang's going to get a good look at this whole army as it crosses through here. So we'll see what happens. Spire tech started for Kang right now. Hellions are going to meet the spine crawler and going to start running by, actually, just toasting those Zerglings. Lots of good kind of miskiting, I think. Got to get a little bit more of a lead on the Zerglings, but still getting them down nonetheless. So Hellions left on the high ground with the drones and the Queen. One of the Hellions goes, so only that remaining Hellions there, trapped in by the spawning pool. He is forced to circle back around. That did not work. Marines kind of perched outside there. 4 Marines, no ability add-ons. Siege tank starting right now. No siege tech, though. So Goswser's got siege tank Marine being transitioned into. Only 1 factory still. Here comes an engineering bay for Goswser, too. He's going to finally take his low ground. About 40 seconds there, as you can see on the energy of that orbital before it actually drops. So a little bit delayed there, but the Zerglings from Kang are going to get cleaned up here by Goswser on the low ground, especially with the assistance of this Hellion. Has not seen the tank just yet. Stim packs coming out for Goswser as well, so he's a little bit behind, a little non-refined. You can tell Terran's not his main race, but definitely still doing okay. Burning a scan here to take a look at Kang's base. Does see the layer and the spire, so gets a good look at all the tech. Probably can guesstimate after that. Of course, his Banelings probably very shortly. Armory coming up right now for Goswser. He's going to try to get onto some Thors. Still on 3 racks, 1 factory. Third rack, sorry, here doesn't have an add-on. Not super important, but siege mode is complete for Goswser. He's going to be able to get siege tanks in siege mode. That's always great. Looks like a ninja expansion going down for Kang. He's going to get the 9 o'clock main there. I'm going to get that drone set up right there. So that's really, really good. Pulling quite a bit ahead in Goswser in terms of economy. Checking the worker count. 52 to 30. 22 worker lead here for our Zerg player. The only reason the Terran's in it, of course, is the backlog of mules. So Goswser well behind economically as 5 Mutalisks are out on the field right now. Going to start harassing the outside at Gosser's base. Really shitty when that happens. I always hate when this happens to me. Thor only at a 3rd, so these Marines are going to have to come back. Stim is done, but no combat shield, so every stim on these Marines is going to hurt like hell as Goswser continues to lag a little bit. That supply depot was also an internet uplink, and so when he lost that uplink and really could not connect to BattleNet for much of a longer time. Has recovered now as the backups undoubtedly kick in, and here comes a medevac. You can see the production tab is growing huge for Kang. He's taking this opportunity to get his Zergling attack damage up, as well as his Banelings that started, and his Mutalisk attack damage. So he's definitely pulling well ahead, doing a great job of staying in there. Thor is out for Goswser, so it's going to be imperative that Kang micros these Mutalisks correctly. He has rejoined with more Mutalisks. He now has 10 on the field. He is going to start clearing out his gold base as well in the easternmost position. Terran pushing out with a very, very small ball. He's not going to be able to be He's not going to be able to do anything with this, honestly, once the Zerglings rally up with the Mutalisk. But we'll see, as he does not clear out the Northern Watchtower for the second time. So when you re-watch this, Goswser, this Watchtower, dog, right here, man. Mutalisk magic boxing a little bit of the way in. Definitely not clumped up. Mutalisk are going to clean out all of the heavy fire, and that is that. I think that's probably going to be a good game, as I don't believe any Mutalisk were actually lost in that. Nope, they were not. Still 10 Mutalisk strong. Wow, Command Center and Bunker are going down on the low ground for Goswser. He's going to try to hold on to this, but obviously you can see the third base for Kang already getting started on. 2 gassed, fully saturated there. And he's just going to be able to keep poking around the map. He has complete control of the map here. Kang doing a great job of staying in there. Mutalisk getting up onto the high ground, not finding any entry point there. Third orbital coming down for Goswser. So, yeah, really not the best for Goswser here as Kang continues to add to his Mutalisk numbers. Banelings, the centrifugal hooks coming up as well. Zerglings, more Zerglings coming out. They will be converted to Banelings probably pretty shortly. +2 air weapons started for Kang, so he's going to be well on his way ahead of this. As Tasteless and Nartosis say all the time, once you're ahead, get more ahead. Don't just waste an army, throw it at the front, and he's doing exactly that. The next strike from the Zerg will definitely be some kind of killing blow. I get that feeling because there are a lot of Mutalisk and an F-ton of Banelings being started. 18 Banelings, as a matter of fact, so... Ouch. I don't think there's any way the Terran's going to be able to hold on to this, truthfully. He's definitely going to need to stay in this, but... Yeah, I don't know. He's going to be able to hang on. He's got 1 siege tank, 1 Thor on the high ground, a handful of Marines that are very susceptible to Baneling goop. So it's going to be very difficult. A second factory being started right now from Goswser. He's going to try to get more mech out. Hasn't really done anything with his starport, just to produce 1 or 2 medevacs. 2 medevacs, there they are. So very, very tough. Looks like Goswser going to try to hold on. There's the gold base started by Kang, as you can see there. So he's on 4 bases right now. Second Evo chamber going down. Zergling +2 attack, +1 armor going down. Also affecting the Banelings. They benefit from the Zergling upgrades. More Mutalisk be added. He's almost at a full group of Mutalisk here. There's it's 8, 8, and 4. So 20 Mutalisk out right now. So he's continually adding to that group. Yeah, I don't know how he's going to be. I don't know how he's going to do it, but it looks like Kang's at 176 food, almost max quarter thing, 100 food right now for Goswser. So Goswser's just kind of waiting to die. I honestly don't know if he's going to be able to survive enough damage. This should have been a planetary. He's got an extra orbital here producing a ton of SCVs. He's still well behind in terms of workers. This should have been a planetary wall. That would be the only thing you could really do. Hopefully bust the attack from the Zerg down and then try to counter as best you can. 5th base going up at the 3 o'clock main. So Kang is going to control the entire map even more. So 6th base as well, just started at the 9 o'clock natural. So ouch. I don't know what's gonna. I know what's gonna happen. I just don't know how terrible it's gonna be. Goswser, ouch, man. 3 Thors out. Blue Flame Hellions are great. 1-1 on the Terran Bio. That's pretty sweet. 1-0 on their mech. 2-0 on their mech coming. 2-1 on the Bio coming, but still quite a bit behind. The bunker was sacked. He's moving all of the units, including the Thors, to the low ground. Only 1 siege tank in that mix. More Thors coming out, so he's transitioned onto a Thor bio with medevac support, but still not going to be enough. Look how many Banelings that is. Wow. Kang spreading his Banelings. I'm going to check that out really quick. 43 Banelings, spreading those out. Looks like Goswser's going to push out. Really bad idea, in my opinion. A lot of Banelings toasted by the Hellions, but not enough. They do collide with the front of that army, which was primarily Marines. Marines and tanks, and that is that. The entire army of Goswser just taken out there in the middle. The remaining medevacs didn't even do any really healing. This medevac only healed like 8 energy before it died, so Goswser says, how unfortunate. He's not going to be able to hold this. Kang is going to stay in this one. He's going to be a 2-time king as well. Or I think this is his third win. I'll have to double check with the judges, but Kang is going to win this one pretty handily as he reinforces back to 147 food versus the 100 food army from Goswser. So Goswser's still in this, but he is going to be mined out very, very shortly, forced to bring that orbital command back. He has not cleared out his gold expansion. Baneling drops coming down from Kang, so going to toy with him a little bit. Looks like a Hellion drop from Goswser being set up on the northern side of the map there. Not going to be enough to do anything with it. Goswser sees the overlords there, not going to be able to take the island. The island is gooped up, so without actual units removing that, it's not going to be doing anything. Ooh, I guess he saw the dropship, but didn't realize its trajectory. So the dropship continues on to the bottom of the base here. Here come 4 Hellions that did make it out of the front of the base. Goswser is at the high ground here of the 9 o'clock expansion. 2 spine crawlers going to go to work, 3 spine crawlers, and a queen going to go to work on the drones. There are not enough drones here. This is not the point for an economic strike, as he just lost all of his SCVs to these banelings. Sorry I couldn't get up there in time. I just saw it. Here goes some Hellions on the gold. There's only Zerglings there. There, you could do a terrible amount of damage to these Zerglings. Too bad. Medevac gonna unload these Hellions here, just trying to take an economical piece. Burrow used there, gonna completely shut down the Hellions. They get 1 Zergling for their trouble. Medevac will fall as well. Checking the resources, 155 to 95 for Kang, our Zerg player. As you can see, the map is huge in his favor too. The only thing left is a handful of Thors and this Bio army. 3 more Thors in production. Goswser believes Thors are the way out of this. 5 Ultralisk in production, though, for Kang. Their armor coming up. +3, +2 armor for the ground beasts that are Zerglings and Ultralisks. +2 O-Air. No further air upgrades in production right now, so not going to be able to hang in this. He probably should have good gamed out. But Kang's going to like to play with his food before he eats it. Goswser is going to get the gold with 8 mules, so we'll see how fast he can mine out this gold with these 8 mules. And water is awesome. Throwing that out there for anybody that wasn't sure. Ultralisk are up now. Waiting on the Carapace upgrade probably here as, another from Goswser. I don't know if he saw the Ultralisk or Thor drop didn't really work well. Goswser had mentioned in the chat prior to this game that he wanted to try to Thor drop him on the high ground when he expands. Didn't even really do it. The 3 o'clock natural being started by Kang, as you can see here. Kang controls the entire map. It'll be nigh impossible for the Terran to actually cut in here and actually do a roundabout on this without being stopped by just a handful of Ultralisks. Number of mules expire. Big economy boost for Goswser. He just got a huge boost from those mules, but produced 9 Thors. Thor's not so good versus Ultralisk, though. Worm coming up right now as well for Kang. You can see the Nidus network started there. Nidus network, sorry. Started there as racks are being repositioned here. The Starport finally takes a reactor add-on. We'll be able to produce ×2 of Vikings and Medevacs, but still not enough. More Thors coming out. The Thor Viking now is kind of the new transition. Although there are 9 Ultralisk on the field, and they are 3-4. Final ground carapace just being loaded up. Banelings being loaded up into Overlords. He will be able to engage with the Ultralisk and then just drop Banelings on the remaining army or any siege tanks. Neural Parasite started as well. A number of Infestors were produced, so they all have Neural Parasite. That will be very good for mind-controlling Thors, of course. Banelings being spread around, not really doing anything additional. Here go the Ultralisk. They're going to work right into the yellow base there. Going to meet... Actually, no, not going to go into the yellow base. Going to meet the army of Thor. So we'll see what happens here as fungal growth goes down. Thors go down, and there is the Rain of Pain from the Banelings just being dropped in the back. The Ultralisk do get eaten up, and this is my I don't like Ultralisk point. I'm going to throw that out there. 7 Thors remain from the original 13 or so. Should have used Neural Parasite. Could have gotten away with Roaches. I don't so much like Ultralisk for that reason, as they do bunch up. 9 more Ultras being produced, though. The only base left for the Terran is this gold base, which is near mined out. His natural is getting very low. He left a few patches there, 1,000 minerals or so, kind of floating there. And Fester just kind of hiding in the ground as best he can. Thor's being repaired right now. Goswser's pretty much on his last leg. A number of SCVs were killed on that. His income is reduced to none. Xur controls the map, so once these Thors go down, I guess that's it. But Goswser's still holding on here despite the overwhelming odds that are against him. 171 food to 111 food, so we'll see if he can, if he somehow can turn this. But look how many Ultralisks just streamed out. There has been refreshed with another 9 Ultralisk, 2 more in production, so he'll have 11 more Ultralisk out. Worm dropped the back of the base here. There it is. I was trying to find that exit there. So he's just going to start taking out the supply depots with just Zerglings here as the Ultralisks kind of peel around to deal with this Thor push that has worked its way into the 9 o'clock natural. Ultralisks are getting into the Thor line. There they go. They do cleave. So the other ones in the back, though, aren't able to do very much. The Ultralisk do good damage versus these Thors, but still don't do enough. Goswser good games as he cannot clean up his base, and Kang will continue on as the king of the hill.